Welcome to Friday Takeaway. This week I look at two wood-based companies. One is surging, the other isn't, but only one is a safe-ish buy. But before I get into that, British Prime Minister Theresa May survived a no-confidence vote in her government this week, freeing her to restart the painful process of trying to find a compromise Brexit deal that the UK Parliament can approve. She eked out a razor-thin rejection of a no-confidence motion brought by the opposition government, just days after suffering a record defeat over a Brexit deal she had earlier crafted with the EU. So this is a rare piece of good news because had the no-confidence vote succeeded, it could have triggered an election and the possible end of Theresa May. So with this result, she has the chance to forge a new Brexit deal capable of mustering support in a divided British Parliament. Malaysian car sales are expected to flatline this year, due apparently to the government's delay in approving car prices. Malaysian Automotive Association President Dr. Aisyah Ahmad said the delay has hurt car makers' plans to launch new models and will take a toll on the overall sale of new vehicles in 2019. MITI responded by saying that the delays are related to its new way of doing business, where no more direct shortcuts to approval of assorted incentives will be granted, and all players will have to go through the proper channels to ensure recipients comply with the rules and guidelines before receiving industry incentives. And that's a task which will be performed by the Automotive Business Development Committee. Now, Dr. Aisyah also indicated that the vehicle end-of-life vehicle policy is unlikely to be included in the national automotive policy because poor people in small towns and small villages won't sell their cars at rock-bottom prices and commit to new long-term loans. With the US dollar exchange very much in focus and exports again in the limelight, I look at two wood companies for this week's This or That. Poh Huat Resources remains very much a furniture company, but whose shares have been pretty flat so far this year. On the other side is Aturmaju Resources, also a timber company but whose foray into tech seems to be paying off. So let's look closer. Listed at the turn of the century, Poh Huat makes office and home furniture. With factories here in Malaysia and in Vietnam, they've got over 1,500 people in Malaysia and another 5,000 people in Vietnam. Their home furniture segment is an original equipment manufacturer for furniture distributors and importers in North America, while their office furniture segment uses mainly laminated particle boards and metal parts for markets here in Malaysia, South Africa and Vietnam. In its latest company update, Asia Analytica said that it expects Poh Huat to do well in 2019, with the local furniture industry a potential beneficiary of the trade war between the US and China. Chinese furniture products are included in the latest round of US tariffs, and as a result, US importers have started to shift their orders from China to ASEAN countries. Other catalysts include new innovations, stronger product demand, plus any strengthening of the US dollar will further boost Poh Huat's profit margin. And lastly, the softening of particle boards prices in Malaysia is an additional bonus to Poh Huat, which manufactures panel-based furniture mainly from particle boards. But despite the tailwinds, Poh Huat's share price has stayed stubbornly flat, presumably due to a number of ongoing challenges, including possible cuts in rubber wood supply, any increases of a substantial nature in raw material prices and labour costs, potentially unfavourable policies curtailing furniture exports, and any further strengthening of the ringgit against the US dollar. Plus, I guess this is one of the main ones, fierce competition in Vietnam, where a number of furniture companies, especially from China, are shifting their production facilities from the southern part of the country to Vietnam, partly due to China's clampdown on pollution. I only see two analysts covering Poh Huat, and they're both a buy according to Bursa Marketplace. The consensus target price is RM1.75, which means that you stand to enjoy a potential 20% upside if you bought yesterday at $1.47, thanks to valuations that remain undemanding at circa 7 times earnings. Tawau, Sabah-based Aturmaju Resources has been around since 1965. Their main activities are wood manufacturing, software development, contract logging and tugboat leasing, but their history is firmly rooted in timber processing. Today, Aturmaju's timber activities have expanded into both upstream and downstream operations, with a fully integrated timber complex, substantial logging concessions and a global clientele. This week, Aturmaju's shares bounced thanks to an MOU it inked with a private company named Yescom Enterprise to collaborate on a new retail business model, and a plan to supply Yes's 5 retail outlets with an inventory tracking system. Yes, a company aiming to revolutionize the online shopping experience of tech, gadgets and smartphone devices in Malaysia entered into the MOU with Aturmaju, potentially resulting in a deal worth 20 million ringgit in annual revenue for Aturmaju. While being so tiny, there is no coverage on the stock and very little is known about them. I checked their website and I found out that the managing director, Dr. Yeo Wang Seng, appears to be a dyed-in-the-wool timber man. He started his career in the wood industry way back in 1968, working as a trainer in a sawmill in Johor. Aturmaju was as recently as last year also loss-making and in October announced plans to raise up to 10.1 million ringgit in a rights issue to fund this expansion into IT. Last but not least, there's also the danger of Aturmaju's tiny market cap of just 37 million ringgit, which can affect both liquidity and buying opportunities, not to mention the possibility of market manipulation. To repeat, because of its size, no analysts cover the stock. It is currently trading at a 52-week high and has lost money for at least the last 10 years. And Thursday's trading volume is 5 times its daily average in the last month. So, is Aturmaju a real turnaround story or something else entirely? As is recommended in stocks of this size and trading behaviour, more research and caution is recommended before putting money in. But because of its mercurial gains, I guess it's worth taking a look.